This is like watching a bird fly into a window over and over again.
So you're telling me that there was a black super soldier
Having to remember this guy's name when all I can recall is his alias. What? If they're going to repeat scenes, we can't repeat sins? Super soldiers sure do run a lot, but why? Having the super serum running through your body means you don't have to run or really perform any kind of exercise.
This is simply not true, and the Birdman has already explained this to you. Super soldiers actually do need to work out and run to stay in shape. This is clearly shown throughout the MCU.
If Walker is struggling with a flashback, wouldn't he be seeing it through his own eyes? I mean, I don't really want to see first-person perspective of this guy getting his head smashed by Cap and Face Crunch, but it would at least be accurate.
Discount Jeremy fails to understand things that are done for the sake of the audience cliché.
This is like watching a bird fly into a window over and over again. Try something else that works.
Hey, Discount Jeremy, how about you try to enter a battle with a ton of adrenaline in your system? Let's see how you handle that shit.
Oh, so Bucky does know how to hit something other than the massive bullseye right in front of him.
And this is an example of Discount Jeremy double dipping by sinning the same thing twice.
So this episode ruins my sin from last episode about not being able to get the stain out of the shield. And I'm petty.
Some fucking bullshit.
Wait, yo, you forgot the wings.
Keep 'em.
And somehow Sam has the authority to give away the tech to Torres for reasons.
Well, seeing as Torres is military personnel, why would there be a problem with leaving the suit with him?
Yes, when I'm approached by a strange woman clomping towards me, my instinct is to look at her shoes rather than her face.
Dude, how do you not understand that she's in a rough headspace because of what John did, and she's looking at the ground because she's lost in her emotions? It's really not that difficult to figure out.
Valentina, Allegra, De Fontaine.
Awesome. This reveal means we might be one step closer to a Thunderbolts movie or TV series, but as I learned from WandaVision, this is most likely just a tease and not something we'll see resolved on this series.
But if we don't know this for sure, then why are you sinning it?
We will take him to the raft.
Well, glad that all wrapped up so nice and tidy for Bucky. And I understand the GRC has their hands full with the Captain America they appointed being a power-hungry loony bird, but are Sam and Bucky really not going to be in any kind of trouble for breaking Zemo out of prison? I mean, that's a federal offense.
I mean, I agree with you, but I just want to point out that the GRC probably wouldn't be the organization that would take care of arresting Bucky and Sam. That would be left to a different organization.
That's what I think it is.
A deflated mastodon testicle? Yes, it is.
Discount Jeremy makes a prehistoric reference that isn't a sin of the episode cliche.
Sarah, I'm coming home.
And I'll just immediately hang up on you after my exclamation. Nothing cryptic or weird about that. Way to potentially freak your sister out for no reason, Sam.
I don't necessarily want to be a nitpicky asshole, but I also kind of do at the same time. So I just like to point out the fact that Sarah had enough time to answer before Sam hung up.
In about 10 years, we'll have this thing fixed.
It also feels like the Sam goes back home and fixes the boat sequence takes 10 years, but you don't hear me complaining.
And yet more bullshit.
Well, how do we get it off the truck?
No, but seriously, if Bucky hadn't randomly been there, how would they have gotten it off the truck?
By all lifting together? No, seriously, are you fucking stupid?
She's a very mean person. Tough love. No,
Sam and Bucky are kicked off of boat fixing duty and walk away bantering back and forth for a few seconds. Great, fine, but at least let us hear what they're saying rather than force us to turn on closed captions to read their conversation over the swelling music.
Discount Jeremy has old man ears. Maybe the original Jeremy should get him some hearing aids.
When you retired it made me feel like I had nothing left.
Well, look at that. Bucky's doing some deep inner healing. Suppose we shouldn't be surprised now that he's no longer seeing that terrible therapist. And yes, she deserves yet another sin.
But not on this episode. Think about it. You're sinning something that happened in a different episode. So how can that be a sin of this episode?
Why does New York get a title card, but earlier Washington didn't? Be consistent, show. We could have sent you for making obvious title cards twice.
This is actually something the show did well. They gave a title card for New York, because this shot doesn't contain any recognizable buildings, whereas the shot of Washington, D.C. has the Washington Monument and the Capitol building, meaning that people knew this was Washington, D.C. without a title card.